Hello, ladies. Welcome to She. We're super excited to have you in another week. We have an amazing speaker today, so buckle up, get ready because it's gonna be an amazing session. So she builds, she owns, she invests. She's me, she's you, she's all of us, right? Building, creating. So thank you so much for joining this mission of helping 1 million women create wealth through real estate while fostering personal, professional, and spiritual growth. We're live on Facebook. Turn on your cameras. We would love to see you. Even if you're cooking, running, just running some errands, we would love to see your face. A little disclaimer, we are a real estate investment firm. Every investment and every property has a risk, so you just need to understand what you're doing. Another disclaimer, every speaker that we bring offers different products or services. We do not endorse any of them. We invite them because we want to learn from them. We really believe in what they're doing, but do your due diligence, please. A little bit about She. Well, She was brought to you by Massive Capital. We are a real estate integrated company, vertically integrated company. We do, for one side, multifamily assets. We have a portfolio of 1,400 units across Texas, Georgia, North Carolina, and Colorado. On the other side, we also do new construction for retail centers. We have a sister company called Realty One, and they're brother and bread. The only thing that they do is new construction for retail centers. So combined, we have a portfolio of a little bit over $500 million. And as I mentioned, we're vertically integrated. We have everything in house, from the fund, the triple net brokerage, the triple net property management, land development, the construction. And we also have massive masters for people who want to start buying your own deals, getting into the commercial side. Pretty much the principals take you under the wing, and it's kind of like a lab where you do deals with us. Also, if you're interested on investing totally passive in our deals, you can also connect with us, and we offer both investment opportunities: the new construction for retail centers and multifamily. I'm proud to say that I'm the only woman at Massive Capital Equity team. So yeah. Super excited for that. Just a quick reminder, the first and the third Tuesday, we are here. We have a She webinar, we have different speakers. And then on the second and the fourth Tuesday, we have Trevor talking about everything about commercial real estate. So if that's something that you're interested, or he also talks a lot about commercial real estate investing. So either if you're looking to be an active or a passive investor, those are great webinars to join. So be sure to scan. We have a sponsor, Skyline Title. We're proud to partner up with them. For every real estate transaction, we understand how important it is to have a company, a title company who understands and who can work with investors. So if you're looking to close a property, be sure to give them a call. They have locations on pretty much across the country. So give them a call, try them out, and also be sure to stay connected with us because we host events everywhere. We travel across the country, and well, we just went international, right? We hosted an event in Dubai, but we like to get to know you, understand, and give you the opportunity to connect with other women who get it, right? We all here to understand what we're doing. So a little bit about real estate and why I personally invest in real estate. Well, number one is cash flow. It's important to just have different streams of income, and real estate is one of is a great venue, right? You put your money, and then every quarter you get distributions for your investment. So that's one. Number two is long term appreciation. On average, women keeps 81% of their wealth in the bank. And that was me when I first started. I was just saving money because I wanted to start a business, but I didn't know what kind of business to start. And I was like, well, while I figure something out, let me buy a piece of real estate because if anything, it's just gonna go up in value, right? So that's number two. Number three is leverage. What I was telling you is that we do all the heavy lifting. As you saw, we have teams for everything, and we're a large corporation. We do all the heavy lifting. You just put your money to work and or your retirement account, and we do all the heavy lifting. 43% more women have career breaks, sometimes voluntary, sometimes involuntary, right? Either just switching careers or taking a break, raising kids, travel the world, anything that we want to do. But a lot of us have to take career breaks. So it's important to have the cash flow coming in. Another one is diversification. Just in real estate, there are so many things that we can invest, different assets that offer different opportunities. So just get to know a little bit more about the assets that we do. Every investor is on different journey. They need different strategies. Some of them are investing with retirement accounts. Some of them are investing with savings. So just if you have questions about what we offer and if this is something that you want to explore, just let me know. I'll put the link on the chat to book a call with me. And let's talk about it. Last but not least is tax benefits. It doesn't matter how much money we make, but how much money we keep in the bank, right? So investing in multifamily is a great venue because we just got 100% bonus depreciation. So at the end of the year, we give you a K1 that you give to your CPA and pretty much offset your income, right? So if you have questions about that, let me know. I'm not a CPA, but I have great CPAs on my team. Um, and I'm happy to answer any questions. All right. I'm super excited to bring our speaker. I connected with her just last week and she had an amazing story. And I told her, like, you have to come and talk at She because the ladies are going to learn so much from you. So Sabrina began her career in corporate America with a dual degrees, accounting and computer information systems. Then she started as an IT auditor. Then she joined Deloitte and built a very successful career for over 9 years. And after that, during that time, she had a portfolio of $33 billion. So that's a really powerful move. But when I was talking with her, she said, like, I felt like I hit the ceiling. So she took this loop of fate and start her own company. So we're gonna talk about today about all, the roller coaster and everything that involves taking the loop of fate and just betting on yourself. So, welcome, Sabrina, for being here today.
Oh, thank you, Jasmine, and thank you everybody for joining today. I'm honored to be here, and this is such a great experience and exposure for not only myself, but for other women that are interested in either hearing my story or starting their own business and just hashtag to success.
Absolutely, let's do it. So, tell us a little bit about that. So, you had a very successful career, right? Over 9 years, climbing the corporate ladder, building a very successful career. What made you start your own business?
Yeah, I know this is different for everybody, but I think the key word here of inspiring me to start my own company or start my own journey is all of the hardship or hardship in general. About 8 months ago, I actually was laid off from a corporate job. And during that period, I was in shock. I was on a roller coaster of emotions and feelings, distress, frustration, just lost. I felt like a failure. I felt like I had no other option because the company just laid off me and my entire team, which was 30 individuals. Um, and for those that know me, I'm a planner. And so not having a plan, not being able to continue on my professional career of climbing that corporate ladder, I kind of just fell apart when I got noticed that I was getting laid off. From there, it took me a while to actually get my bearings and just to get myself together. And through mentorships, through friends, through my support team or my village, if you will, all I got was, Sabrina, what do you want to be when you grow up? Take this chance to start over and inspire yourself to actually figure out what you want to do. And I think with the voices that I heard, with the people that I surrounded myself with, it gave me the motivation to understand that I could do this on my own. Throughout my tenure at corporate America, again, it's 12 plus years, I realized that I don't want to deal with the red tape anymore. I don't want to deal with people telling me what I have to do. Good people, good qualified people getting laid off for no reason. I didn't want to encounter that anymore. And I kind of wanted to take this journey in my own hands.
Absolutely. And I think like a lot of us can relate with that story, but can you share a little bit about probably a pivotal moment on your entrepreneurial journey?
Yeah, for sure. And it's actually recently the last 4 weeks, to be honest. So I entered Navi, and Navi is the business or our company name. I entered this journey about 4 weeks ago. And within 4 weeks, we were able to hire our first full-time employee. And if, again, for those that don't know me, I care so much about the people that I work with, my employees, the people that I surround myself with. And so when I was able to say, yes, here is your employment agreement, here is a contract, and she signed, it was probably the most pivotal moment of this journey. It made me realize that not only do I have faith in myself, but I also have people that want to come join this journey with me. In addition, it also makes me realize that I'm creating this culture. I'm creating Navi's culture for others to come wanting to work for us, others to want to partner with us in this journey to say, yes, I can stand behind this company. Um, I wanted to end my journey at corporate America, not only because I got laid off, but also because the culture, the environment that I was in wasn't as healthy as I wanted it to be. And I'm here to say that, look, I can make this healthy for all of us. And I can actually be your number one cheerleader when I'm successfully succeeding along with others in my path.
Absolutely. I think like every client, every investor, every employee that we have is a reminder that somebody believes in you, like, and then you gotta show up and somebody is depending on you. So that's super powerful. Kudos to you and
Exactly.
hiring your first employee. Um,
Jasmine, the best part was right after doing that. And again, this is all new to me, right? Usually, when you're at corporate America, things are given to you an employee agreement, training, onboarding checklist, things like that. But I'm also in the process of developing that on my own. And so being able to say, here's our payroll system, let me match it or connect it to healthcare, or let me match it to our 401k benefits. And then showing that process or actually even understanding that process, even though it's new and I'm scared of learning about these new systems, I'm doing it. And so I'm jumping right in and just getting my hands dirty to say, again, I care and I want to give and offer those same benefits that corporate America did because again, that's the only way I can bring in more people. And like it's the journey of success.
Absolutely. And that is going to just open the doors to get qualified people because a lot of people don't want to work for startups just for benefits and just
Absolutely.
stability. So that's
Absolutely.
the
Yes.
fact that you're thinking about that right off the bat is very powerful. And what are some challenges other than that, of course, that you're currently facing with, starting the business?
Yeah, and that's a great question. And I think I'm going to take this in two routes. So, from a professional standpoint, obviously it's funding, financial management, making sure we have enough capital in the business, making sure that we go after our clients and customers to reduce our accounts receivable, making sure that we know how to budget. There's a lot of cool marketing events out there, there's a lot of cool tools out there, but we need to just find the right ones to focus on instead of just buy all of these shiny tools and systems because we can't afford that. We have to be strategic and we have to be strategic in budgeting and planning. So that is probably some or one of the biggest challenges that we're facing, along with just it's a constant. thought process of daily outreach, going out, representing yourself as not only Sabrina Patel, but also, hey, I represent Navi. I represent the people that are working for us. I represent my clients and their reputation as well. So having that constant outreach of making sure we develop a strong pipeline, getting customers to want to work with us. Again, we're a startup. We just started. Yes, we all come from Big Four. Yes, we come from successful backgrounds, but we had company logos that defined us for the longest time. And now it's our logo. From a personal standpoint, I think it's me. I am my own biggest challenge. I have my own imposter syndrome. I have my own hiccups, my negative chatter that's in my own way. And I'm working so hard to like kind of shut that off to just continue on this journey in this path.
So tell us a little bit about how are you working on it, because for everybody it's different, but I
Yeah.
know all of us have imposter syndrome and we all face those roadblocks.
Yeah, no, for sure. So I was actually honored during my layoff period, which my layoff was about 8 months before I started this journey. And during that period, women in tech, they actually offered me a speaking role to talk about anything that I wanted to do. And instead of talking about what I was doing at my corporate job, I then turned the chapter and I started talking about imposter syndrome. Like I said at the beginning of this call, I felt like a failure and I wanted to expose that. I wanted to talk about that I'm not alone and I realized that. I realized that other people are feeling this and it's a mental game. Again, as I'm talking to you guys, I still feel it and I'm all jittery, but I'm trying to like overcome that and surpass that. So some of the things that I do is, again, as I'm starting this journey at Navi, every week we have a Teams chat and I'm just chatting away all of the wins that we've done for the week, whether they're short, small, low-hanging fruit. I want people to acknowledge, or at least the partners, the clientele or the employees that we have. I want us to acknowledge that, wait a minute, we did such a great job, even though our fears came in, or even if we didn't know what we were doing. So, yes, there's a huge learning curve to owning your own business, but I'm running towards that. I'm running towards understanding that if I don't understand something, I can ask. I mean, I have AI. I can go to Copilot if I really needed to and ask for help. So imposter syndrome is real. I understand and I recognize it. And I think just celebrating those wins, having a village that supports me and just uplifts me, helps me get through my imposter syndrome.
Absolutely. And I think like just the fact that you identify it and understand like, oh, I'm having imposter syndrome for, taking on this new client or outreaching or speaking and all that, just understanding what are we feeling, what
Yeah.
how are we feeling, and
Yes.
just understand that, okay, I feel it, but that is not gonna stop me to do it, right? Like, but I still gotta
That's right.
show up and deliver, and there's people, what we talk about, like there's people counting on me to do this. So um that's, I think, a huge win, recognizing it and just
That's right.
taking action.
Yes. Jasmine, I think I still struggle with this, and I hope I can speak for everybody. We all have negative chatter. We all have the, oh, you can't do it. You're not enough. Oh, you just don't know. So, just freak out and you run away kind of a thing. And so what I'm trying to do is practice this. All of the negative chatter, I'll go to my husband or I'll go to my business partner, Adam, and I will vent furiously and say, oh my God, what am I doing? I can't do this. But then after I kind of go to my trusted advisors or my mentors, I take a step back and I turn that negative chatter into just realistic goals that I could do for myself. So, for example, just within a week, I had to create about 4 or 5 contracts. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know how to create contracts and have that legal lingo or the legal lingo. Legal lingo. Wow, that's a tongue twister. But that verbiage within these contracts. And so sometimes I just have to take a step back and say, okay, just take it one step at a time. It's not, it's going to be okay. You know what I mean? So it's the journey. That's all I could say.
Yeah, I mean, especially just starting the firm is overwhelming. and there's a lot of new things. Like, even if you're in business for
Mhm.
10 years, there's always gonna be challenging things, and
Yes.
we're always gonna face that. But I also hear that from a mentor, that he said, like, if you're not doing anything big, then you're not gonna face this, like the imposter syndrome and all this negative
Mhm.
talks. And I'm like, that's true, like, because we could easily just have a very easy life and not pull ourselves out of the comfort zone. But if we're deciding to do this, we're taking a leap of faith. It's just a stretching. It's just a sign that we're being stretched to do something bigger, not just for us, but for everybody around us.
Absolutely.
What advice would you do? What advice would you give to women who are starting their business or looking to start in the future?
Just do it. Um, Run towards your fear. Honestly, ladies and gentlemen, I see a few gentlemen on this call as well. I am terrified. I am sitting here in this unknown territory, but I know I have faith in myself with and faith with the people that I've connected with to say I can do this. So instead of running away from your fears, run towards them because that's only going to give you the courage to continue living your dream. Like you are the reason why you are on this path. You are the why on this journey. I know it's easier said than done. I mean, it took me 12 plus years to get out of the rat race. It took me 12 plus years to say, I'm done with corporate America. And I'm still standing. And again, I have obstacles and I know I'm going to face more and more challenges. I know I'm going to face the unknowns of like Jasmine said, you could be in business for 10 years, but you're still facing XYZ challenge and you're going to have to deal with it. So again, I guess my biggest advice is just do it and go with your gut and run towards your dream or run towards that fear so that you know that you have faith and confidence in yourself.
And I think, like, that's just right there is super super powerful, because if we do not believe in ourselves, if we don't bet on ourselves, like, what makes you think that somebody's gonna invest in your business, that somebody's gonna trust their company on your company, right? Like, that's super powerful. Like, if I don't
Right.
invest in myself, who's gonna invest in me, with me,
Then who
right?
will? Exactly.
So it's kind of like a ripple effect. Like, you take that loop of faith, and it's a ripple effect that you attract more people, and they trust you with the business that you're doing. So yeah, I'm excited for you. So
Yeah.
now tell us a little bit about this company that you started, Navi. Tell us about what the business is and what products and services you guys offer.
Yeah, for sure. So Navi is a startup. It's a boutique firm focusing mainly in IT, cybersecurity, and security consulting. Our clientele can range from startups, small and mid-sized clients, all in variety of industries from health tech, healthcare, retail, all the way to consumer products. With that is we are just entering markets to actually help clients reduce their security risk as well as grow their security posture. So what that means is, let's say a client needs to develop their cybersecurity practice or start up a GRC, which is governance risk compliance program. We're here to offer that service and or help to give them a professional mindset of where and what to do to be secure in their environment. We also do other things such as, for example, one of our clients currently, they want us to do a user access review. And so we're in there to help them get SOC certified. And one of the portions of that certification is to ensure that their user access reviews are maintained and performed. So we do help in a lot of avenues of, again, just program transformation or strategic alignment to, again, help our clients be in a better leg up or step up for security.
Okay, well, that's definitely another
Yeah.
world for me. Uh, but that's super interesting. I have a few friends who work in cybersecurity, and they love it. It seems like there's a lot of need, right, in the industry.
That's right. Yes. It's so funny. With the name of Navi, we really just navigate our clients or companies through security methods. So whether that's developing that cybersecurity program, helping them with any certifications or audit services that we can provide, that's what we do, or that's where we can come in.
Wow. What's your goal? How do you see Navi probably in 5 and 10 years?
It's so funny you mentioned that. About 2 weeks ago, the business partners and I, we all met together and we're like, okay, what's our goal? What's our vision? Honestly, I I just want to see success. I want to see that we can develop more and more clientele. I want to grow this into a being a trusted advisor for other companies to say, yes, I can trust Navi. I want Navi to be my trusted advisors or my strategic partner for us to continue building that relationship. I don't have a dollar amount in mind in terms of revenue or managed revenue or like a sales number in mind, because right now I just want to make sure that we can focus on internal operations as well as just outreaching externally to build up that client pipeline.
Yeah. That's important. And so do you have somebody who does like kind of like the outreach, the sales part?
Me,
You you're wearing all the
I think
hats.
I think all of our so the two part or me and my other partner as well as our full-time employee, honestly, we wear multiple hats. Like there's days where we wake up and we're doing internal operations. There's also times where we're just client focused. With the amount of clients that we have, we already have 5 in the pipeline. We're delivering, we're making sure that our outcomes are professional, our quality of work, the way we're servicing our clients, they're on point. Sometimes I'm on the phone with the healthcare trying to make sure my systems are connected. So you never know what the day's going to look like, but there's just multiple hats that we all have to play as the startup is developing.
Yeah, that's part of oops, that's part of the game, right? You gotta wear all the
Yes,
hats. At the beginning, when I started with Massive Capital, I was doing a little bit of everything, like managing the assets, marketing, investor relations, and a little bit of everything. And now it's just like, and then as of course, by the company grows, like you gotta hire companies just to do that. So that was kind of one of the first steps that I did, like hire a digital marketing company. And, asset management definitely is not right on my alley, but just like you start putting people in the right
correct.
seats, right? That's
That's right.
also another key to scale and grow your firm,
That's
just putting the right people on the right seats. And now, I guess one of the biggest difference, or one of the things that I hear the most is how are you facing the part of, okay, when you're in corporate America, you have your check, no matter what happens, like you have income coming in no matter what, right? But when you're an
right.
entrepreneur, pretty much sometimes like you get a fund, or you don't pay
That's right.
yourself. So how are you dealing with all that?
I honestly have to thank my parents for that. So growing up, my mother always said, you need to save, save, save. And so I did just that. It's crazy because when I entered the job market, I tried so hard to make sure I put half or almost one full paycheck every 2 weeks into savings. And then I maxed out all of my funds, retirement, 401k, HSA, whatever I could do. So using that as my resources or buckets of resources, that having a steady husband that has a steady job, all of that, it helps me realize that I don't have to worry about money right now. I have my emergency fund. I have my security blanket that I can always fall back on. But again, that's because I started at such a young age of saving. And if I can go back to your one of your original questions of what's one of your advice or what's advice that you could share with other people that are about to start this journey, save. Do your best to save because if you save, you're able to then take your risk tolerance or your risk appetite to another level, and you could do all this for yourself instead of for another company.
Absolutely. I can totally relate with that because, my dad, it was, on my case, it was my dad. Like, he's a business owner and he has always been on the entrepreneur side. So he was like, whatever business you're going to start, you're going to need money to
You
save
need
money.
capital.
So, I was going to college, working, and saving money. So that's what actually that's how I was able to buy my first piece of real estate just with savings. And then, everything else. But yes, savings is super powerful because it just gives you more opportunities, just like you say, right? To take a leap of faith on starting this firm, knowing and having insurance that you're not gonna, need food, or you don't have to pay bills. I mean, you have to pay bills, but you're not gonna be suffering for that. It's just
That's right.
a huge relief. So that's super super good, and there's nothing pretty much to outrow that. I mean,
No,
it is
that's
important for all of us to take savings very seriously, because it will just open more doors later on.
And now, here's someone you want to hear from, our sponsor.
For over 15 years, Skyline Title has been a trusted name in Texas real estate. From first-time homebuyers to seasoned investors, our team ensures a smooth, reliable closing experience every time. Backed by a decade of partnerships and proven success, we take pride in protecting your biggest investment, your home. Visit skylinehtx.com to learn more.
that's right. And I mean, look, when you guys are starting your own business, if that is the journey that you guys want to go on, just take a step back, and even the paycheck that you are getting, you can actually compartmentalize that. Going out, savings, doing adventures or activities, planning for a trip, making sure your bills are paid. But if you just compartmentalize that and put enough money into those 4 or 5 buckets, you guys, we all can still live and still have a quality of life while you're still going into the entrepreneurship or that entrepreneurial route.
Absolutely. I mean, and you said it at the beginning, right? Because I think it's also something personal, but it translates to business, like how you manage
Right.
your finances, how you budget. Like it starts with you, how you do it with $10, and then how you do it with 10 million, and everything carries to the business. So that's why it's so important to be cautious about just financial decisions and understanding more the long term. Because yeah, I
That's right.
mean, today life is great, I can not save any money and I'll be fine. But what's going to happen in 10 years, right? When you lose your job, or when you want to start a business, or when things happen, right?
You never know. Exactly. Yep.
Did you always want had like this entrepreneurship side inside of you? Like, I know you joined corporate America, but were you all was always something in you, or it was until you lost a job?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. And I'm glad you asked because that's a part of my story, if you will. I actually grew up in the hospitality world or the hospitality industry. So my parents owned hotel motel businesses around Metro Atlanta. Kid you not, my parents moved here along with me in 1994. And at the age of 4, I started folding washcloths. At the age of like 6, my mother was like, okay, let me teach you how to make, you know, the bed, or let me just dust. You need to start learning how to clean the rooms. So it's funny you say that because one, I wish I knew about child labor, but I didn't. But again, it was an Indian owned family business, and watching my parents hustle and watching my parents go from one property to 5 at the end of their tenure, if you will. It wanted me to say, oh my God, I can do this. I can double, I could triple their empire. And so I guess to say the least, instead of going the hospitality world, I then ended up going to college. And from college, after graduating, I entered corporate America. So my mom always also said education is the ticket to freedom, is your way out. And so in our Indian culture, instead of just getting immediately married and instead of just being a housewife, my mom was like, nope, that's not going to be your path. You need to go get your education. You need to go work, do something for yourself. And so I always had it in my background. I always felt like it was in my blood. So I'm super excited to say I finally did it. I finally am here as an entrepreneur.
Wow, that's super powerful,
Yeah.
because I totally can relate to that story, because my dad was the same thing, right? Like I was working at 10. um But now looking back, it's just like that helped me probably never pursue personally, never pursue the corporate America world and just always build for myself. I started my first business when I was 15. Like
Oh
I
my
wasn't
God.
even legal. And I was and I never looked back. After
Yes.
that, I did this partnership, this last partnership with Massive Capital to, unite forces and build this real estate portfolio. But it's just we never know. It's powerful how important it's just to share with the little ones, right? And kind of like guide them on the way. Now, looking back, I can see the impact that my dad had on me, and he continues to have on me.
That's right. It's in our blood, girl.
Mhm.
I recently just went to a CISO society and it was hosted in Atlanta. And it was so great because one of the individuals that I met there, he was actually an executive advisory board member for multiple businesses or multiple well-known corporate companies. And as I was having dinner with him, he literally said, "Yes, I have 7 children, and one of my 7 children, he is actually about to turn 18 and I'm creating him an LLC in media and digital or in digital and media society or advertising." And so when he said that, I was so proud of him as a father to say, "Wow, you can help your son understand what entrepreneurship is like at an early age to get him going instead of him entering the corporate America rat race." So I appreciated that so much. And I'm like, wow, we need to do more of that. That should be taught in school, how to own your own business.
Exactly. We don't get taught that, right? It's just
Exactly.
get a good job, get good grades, get a good job, and then contribute to your 401k, maximize a 401k, and that's pretty much it. Like,
You're
you know.
describing the not so ideal cyclical cycle.
Mm. Yeah, that's what I tell people. Like, there's so many other ways. Like, I mean, and one of the things that I tell people, like, it's important to have the corporate America experience just to, because I mean, of course it helps you a lot. It helps you just develop a different way of thinking systems, and like, of course, everything that you learn working for all over 10 years, 12 years, you're gonna implement everything into your business. But and you were pretty much like fresh out of college, I mean, you're gonna do it, but it's gonna cost you time and money, right? So it's kind of like, we
Absolutely.
gotta appreciate, the journey that we take and get the most out of them.
Absolutely. Yes.
All right, ladies, if you have questions, please get ready. Raise your hands or put them on the chat. Why do you think it's important for women to take control of their finances, right? When we talk either building a business, saving, taking control of the finances. Why is that important?
Is that to me or to all the
To you,
females out there?
sorry, while
Oh,
the
to me.
ladies
Okay.
get ready.
Oh, yes. Why is financial control important? Is that the question? Um,
Woman.
it's this is close to my heart. I never want to be controlled by money. I also never want to be controlled by other people to say, here, money is dangling, and that's the only way you're going to get it if you work or if you do something. I want to stand independently and on my own to actually not leave a legacy or not have a name for myself, but just to show my independence, to show my worth that I could do it. I think it's very important to have financial literacy. And if you don't know something in the finance world, tax world, accounting world, ask because all of this is so important. I fear to be in debt. I fear that I don't want to end up a paycheck to paycheck or living paycheck to paycheck. And in order to not go towards that route, I am literate in finances. I take control over what I have in my bank account or what I need to do to make more money. So I think one, it's truly important to just know some of the basics, and just to educate yourself in this environment.
Absolutely. Everything is education.
Yeah.
I tell people, like, it doesn't matter who your parents are, who your husband is. Like, we just like you said, like, we gotta make our own money to stand. for ourselves, and it also gives you the freedom. Like if you don't want to work for somebody, if you don't want to take certain clients, if you don't want to, you like, you'd have the luxury to say, I'm not doing this, and
Right.
you're not motivated to, I have to do it because I need that money, or there's so many other ways.
And it not only gives you the freedom, but it gives you the confidence, right? Like when you see that you've collected your paycheck, that you've created that, you have that, it's your worth as well, right?
Absolutely, something that you're building.
Absolutely.
All right, any questions do you guys have for Sabrina?
If you don't mind, let me flip it. How with the raise of hands for the oh, I see Vanessa, you have a question, but before you do that, and I promise I will get to you, let me flip this. For those that are on camera or not on camera, you guys can use that raise your hand feature in, let's see, in one of the features down in Zoom. But how many of you guys are wanting to start your own businesses? I see Vanessa's hand up. Okay. I see Justin. Hey, Justin. I know Justin. Okay, so two of you guys are really interested in starting your own business. That's great. I really would like to connect with you on LinkedIn or elsewhere just to understand your journey. What are some of your fears? What are some of your pros and cons list? Why haven't you actually started your business? Natasha, I see your hand raised too. So kudos to you guys. It's the first start of just acknowledging that you guys want to do something other than corporate America. So you guys really should be proud of yourselves for just raising your hands and actually understanding that this is your new journey.
Yes.
Vanessa, I am so sorry. I think I cut you off. So what is your question? Go ahead. And I think you're on mute.
Thank you so much. Do you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. First and foremost, thank you so much for everything. For to Miss Jasmine for putting this on so consistently, giving us so much value, and to Miss Sabrina, like absolutely loved today. Thank you so much. Love your energy and everything you shared. Thank you so much. I just wanted to say that first. I would love well, my question, I guess. It's if you could share any, rather than books, more like authors or writers that you really like that you think might be like, I don't know, I have seen a lot of people like recommend certain books on business or on mindset or things like that that they think or they share like that book literally changed my life type of stuff. So I would love to know if you have any resources like that.
I do, and I'll put them in the chat. I'm actually looking at my bookshelf right now, and there's two books. The first one is the 90-day plan. So when I actually started my career at GE, this was the first time I was an executive director, and that was about 2 years ago. And so at GE, I wanted to actually, it wasn't about a professional mindset. It wasn't about like the imposter syndrome. It was just how do I create a steady plan because I had over 30 plus employees and I wanted to actually generate a path forward for them. And this was also new territory for me in digital technology, being an executive. There was, again, a lot of fears. It was called the 90-day plan, though. Take a look at that because there's charts, there's diagrams, it's a wealth of knowledge to help you navigate the first 90 days to set yourself up for success. And so in my tenure at GE, it really helped me to knock off my goals, knock off my checklist one by one at a time, but I made a greater or bigger impact. So it went from tactical to strategic. So that really helped me. And I want to apologize in advance. The second book, it actually does have a cuss word in it, so I do apologize. But it is, oh, I can't read that here. Not giving a F. So it taught me to be mindful of how I speak. It taught me how to present myself in a professional manner. It taught me how to mature. Literally, that book, there a lot of cussing, but it was so personal and so to the point and blunt that it made me realize, okay, I can't maybe be my true authentic self all the time in terms of I can't really speak what I really want to or what's on my mind, but it trained me to actually make whatever I wanted to say, make it become more savvy, make it more professional, make it sound better. So then in the eye of executives or other individuals like how I am today, I can present myself in a better light. So those, and I'll type in that second book. I know I'm reading only half of the title, but Vanessa, I will definitely shoot you a message with those two books and the authors.
Thank you so much. Thank you
Yes.
so much.
Yeah.
And I think Sally has a question. She didn't know how to raise her hand. Do you want to unmute yourself, Sally? And I think she's the youngest today.
I think so too. So kudos to you, Sally. So Sally, if you go on the bottom where it says participants, there's a button that unchecks your mic so you could speak. And then yes, Jasmine's right. If you see the heart with the react button, you can raise your hand. I don't know if you can unmute yourself or if we
There
can.
you
Oh,
go.
there you go. Hi, Sally.
Can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Now we can hear you. Do you have any questions for Sabrina? Do you want to start your own business?
Yeah.
What do you want your business to be in?
What do I want my business to be in? Real estate.
Jasmine, that's
Wow.
all you because I know nothing about real estate. But that is so awesome, Sally.
Yeah.
My parents are investors.
That is
Oh.
awesome.
So they are teaching you how to invest in real estate?
Yes.
Wow.
My brother Marty, he is in the young and profitable massive capitals. The young and profitable group.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah. And what do you want to do?
I want to do real estate for my job and invest and get as many properties as I can.
Oh, that's exciting. Where are you located,
is-
Sally?
Huh?
Where are you located?
In Anahuac.
Nice. Well, I know Massive Capital just launched this young and profiting for teenagers. So that's super exciting. I'm glad that your brother is part of it and you will be able to join pretty soon. In the meantime, it's super exciting that your parents, your brother are teaching you this journey, so it's gonna fast track everything. So you have a community here. If you have questions, if you want to start learning, let us know. But yeah, super excited for you and congratulations on being so young. All of us, every investor that you meet, when you talk to them, is like all of us, we wish we started sooner. So the sooner that you can start at least learning, the better.
Sally, I know you didn't ask, but my biggest advice to you, girl, you're already doing it. You're networking. You have a community. You have a slew of people, especially on this call, that will always support you and help you. So, like Jasmine said, the moment you have questions, again, like I said, use AI if you don't know your answer or if you don't know the answer itself. But if you have the confidence, which I see you do, always reach out and ask for help. Ask us, ask any one of us, and we'll be more than happy to help. But your network is golden and your network is key.
The hardest part is just to show up, right? Either
That's right.
online or in person. And I
That's right.
tell people, show up because you're one connection away from a completely different life. Like you never know who you're gonna meet. So keep showing up, Sally. Kudos to you. We're super proud of you. And
Yes.
welcome to She. And then Justin.
I actually wanted to give more to Sally because I have some young young talent in cybersecurity that I mentor, and I just wanted to pass this to Sally. You're already light years beyond where we would have been at this same time, and especially because the technology. No question is a bad question. And the fact that you are young, use that to your advantage, because almost all of us would give you the time that you need for the question that you might have, and utilize those questions, because you're so far advanced just by even being here. And I'm not saying not to go to college, not to do the traditional stuff, but you're doing things already. So take from the people that have gone through those journeys, learn from what they might have made a mistake in and done positive, and apply that where it fits for you.
Sure. I love that, Justin. Thank you so much for sharing. And Sally, thank you so much for being brave. This is amazing.
Thank you, Justin. Yeah, just like Justin said, like we will give you the time, and just to any of us, like one of the things about building a community and one of the biggest benefits is like we really have somebody that we can just ask, and either we're facing a challenge, or like we don't know how to do something, or we don't know who can help us, right? Connection, anything, like just ask. Like people are actually looking to help, like people are willing to help. So that goes to everybody, right? Just ask. All right, well, we're almost on time. I do want to have the time to ask, who is new, who is she? If this is your first time, I know, Sally, that was your first time, but do we have anybody else who are joining today as new member?
Oh, Jasmine, I'm not new. It's Joy.
Yeah, no,
Hi there.
yes, but it's been
Yeah,
a while, so welcome back.
yeah, exactly. I've been I'm actually in Vietnam right now, so I've been working on a project for I have a partner we're working on building a high-tech AI international school in Vietnam. And so that's a project that I've been working on for several months now. So I'm back and forth, and I'm living here pretty much most of the time now, but I'm trying to see, I'm working on raising funds for $50 million, and I was wanting to know what network I could reach out to give the project and see how to be able to see what funds I would be able to do that with the company here.
Yeah,
The company from Australia.
Mhm.
And they have a lot of experience in building international schools, but I know that your focus is in different parts of the US, and so I'm just trying to see, as an international investor, how to go about looking and seeking for raising funds for international projects.
Yeah, absolutely. So, for massive capital for us, definitely that's not something that we will be focused, but just ask in the group. There are a lot of ladies who are having projects internationally. So just ask them on the chat, or on the
Yeah.
Facebook group. You have that
Yeah,
network
I don't
there,
know where
just
I would
reach
find
out.
like international investors, for foreign investment.
Yeah, just share about a little bit about your project and have them reach out to you if they have questions. They can connect with you directly.
Who would I send the project to?
No, just send it on the chat and say, like, I'm working on this project. If you're interested in learning on investing, or if you have investors who are, who might be interested on this, connect with me and have them reach out to you.
Okay. Okay, great. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Sabrina, we're almost wrapping up. Any last words of advice? Anything that we didn't cover?
Honestly, have faith in yourself. This is a journey. There's going to be, it's a roller coaster ride, and you're going to have ebbs and flows. But if you have a good support team and a good network that actually helps you shake it off and makes you realize that you're worth it and gives you the confidence that you sometimes can't give yourself, then all of this is worth it. Just remember, you are your journey. You are the reason why you're doing this. Um, it was a tough pill to swallow when I got laid off. It was a tough pill to swallow when I said bye to corporate America. And who knows? I don't know where I'm going to end up in 5, 10 years. But I do have faith in myself. I do have faith in Navi. I do have faith that we will one day be successful. So always keep yourself in mind. Make sure you don't give up on yourself. If I can end that way, I think that that makes my heart warm, and I really hope you guys can relate to that.
Awesome. Yeah, that was so amazing. That was a great reminder. And I think we need to remind ourselves because, in different days, we definitely need them. So thank you so much for your time. I wish you so much success on this journey, on this company that you're building. I'm super excited to see how things turn out. You build this company. So let's stay connected. If there's anything
Absolutely.
that I can do to help you, even if it's a completely different world for me, if there's anything that I can do to support you, to help you, feel free. If you want to connect with the ladies, I know there's a lot of ladies on IT. So if anything, we're just here to cheer up each other, help, support, inspire each other. So thank you so much for today.
Absolutely. Thank you guys. And I hope you guys have a great 4th of July.
Thank you. Happy 4th of July,
Bye.
ladies. Bye bye.
Bye.